What's going on YouTube? This is Tom.
It's Shelly.
And today we're doing another Cruise-Wise Wednesdays video.
And we have, the topic is 7 dumbest cruise mistakes ever. I don't think ever, but it can be depending on how you handle the situation.
Yeah.
I think we've seen it it's been online, so it's just a topic of discussion, and we're going to share our experiences if we've had any of these dumb mistakes, which I'm pretty sure we have.
Yeah, and maybe some of our own, yeah.
Hopefully we won't have any of them if we have these mistakes. But here we go. The first one is no money, mo problems.
This one here, pretty much, if you're going out about on town shopping, or whatever, going on an excursion, make sure you have some cash on you. Even though it's the society, today is the credit card and everything is cashless, a lot of these countries that you'll be visiting may not be up to our technology. So make sure you have some cash on you in case you need a cab ride or you need to tip somebody, just because you don't ever want to get stuck in that situation where, well, I can't get to where I'm going, or can't have the fun that I want to have because I don't have the cash to get a ride. So I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. And when you go shopping, a lot of these like straw hat markets, they don't take card. They're straight up cash. So it's just a good idea to have some cash on you. Even American, if you have American cash on you, that's good. That's a good start. If you need to get it converted to their currency, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find somebody that'll be able to exchange it for you. But definitely go with some cash.
Yeah, when we were in St. Thomas, our ATMs did not work. Our ATM card did not work in town. So we wanted to do, after we did an excursion and we got something to eat, we wanted to go shopping. A lot of people didn't take the credit cards, and a lot did not take, they only took cash. So then when we went to the ATM that was right there at the port, our our ATM cards did not work in town. So we had went back on the ship to go get, a couple of hundred, I think, or maybe, I don't know. Yeah. But we just went on there because we wanted to get just some t-shirts, but they didn't work. We had to go back on the ship. Now, if you're going out in town or something like that, just like Thomas said, be wary that they may not take credit card, or they might not even take our cash, because we're going to Cuba and they're saying that they don't like using, or they won't take American currency, so you have to exchange it once you get there. But yeah, just don't have the problems, because we haven't had a bad experience like being stuck somewhere. No. But just have a couple of dollars, unless you're doing an excursion on your ship. You get off the ship, you don't plan on doing any shopping, there you go. But even so, you want to tip the driver if y'all do an excursion, because they may be driving for a Carnival excursion, but Carnival contracted them out, so they may work for tips. Next one, a queen, a princess, and a fool.
This one, if you're, whether you're flying in or however you're getting to your cruise port or your destination, whether it's flying or driving or whatever, you want to make sure that you have a backup plan in place. We had a similar experience where, for instance, we were taking a cruise out of Miami, and we were supposed to be flying down there. I think it was the morning of or the day before, something like that. And Shelly got a message from the airline saying that the flight was canceled, and this was at like 11:30 going on midnight, and we were supposed to fly out I think at 6:30 in the morning. So we had to get down there, and we ended up driving 13 hours, and I think we were the second to the last people on the ship. So the moral of the story is, have a backup plan. If your flight gets canceled, or however you plan on getting to your port or your destination, something happens, have a backup plan. I'm not sure what the backup plan would have been for us. Obviously, I think driving was the other option. But you want to talk about cutting it close. That was cutting it real close. But
yeah, try not to book your cruise a day before. Book your plane ride a day of the cruise, because a lot of times some things happen, and your backup plan is driving. So like he said, we drove all the way from Norfolk down to Miami, and we were like the last ones to get on the ship. So don't be a fool. Just fly in the day before, 2 days before, enjoy the city, enjoy your day at wherever you're going to fly into.
next one is Mal de Ginger. This one here, if you're seasick, if you get seasick a lot, there's a lot of things that you can take to help alleviate that. You can go to your local drugstore. They have the little wristbands, ginger tablets. I think that they have ginger tablets. Not sure what else there is, but there's some remedy. There's some stuff that you can get to help you alleviate that seasickness. But don't overdo it. Don't take too much ginger, or because that may even make it worse.
Well, I think with the guy's story, his was, he didn't think, like, we've been on cruises and we don't get sick.
Yeah.
So the guy did the same thing. He didn't get sick. He didn't take any precautions. No bands, no patch, no nothing. Somebody told him that he could take ginger, and he ate too much ginger, and then he spent all his time in the cabin because he was sick, because ginger is not good on your stomach. So even though it helps alleviate the seasickness, too much of it is muy mal.
Muy mal.
So, yeah. So don't just be prepared when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've ever made that mistake. I mean, I think Kayla got sick that one time, and then Tyler, Andy's friend, she got sick. You know, but we were prepared. You know, the Tylenol. We had seasickness gum. We have tablets. We don't do the patch, but yeah, we have all that. And then I think even the one time, Adrian's sister gave what's her face, that little band. But we were all prepared. But yeah, just be prepared, and don't think that ginger is gonna be the cure-all.
Yeah.
Getting clocked by the ship's time. And really, it's been getting knocked out by the ship's time. So
getting knocked out.
Yeah, don't go by the ship's time. So don't go by your phone unless you turn your phone and keep it on airplane mode, and don't do the automatic, because when you pull in a port and your phone sets, it'll set to that port that you're in. The ship's time may be 4 o'clock, but then when you get in town and your phone changes, or your watch, whatever you have, may change to the local time, which may be 3 or 2 o'clock, and you don't make it back for the ship. Now, we've seen pier runners, and it like when you're in Cozumel, I think the time changes, I can't remember, but I know there's a big time that says this is your ship's time and this is our time. You need to follow the ship's time. So just make sure you don't get caught by that changing of the time, then you miss the ship.
Yep, I totally agree with her, and don't get the times confused. You could ask the locals.
Oh, they ain't gonna know.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah.
They're gonna know their time. They ain't gonna know their ship's time, what time. And then another thing, when we went to Little French Key that one time, we pulled into port. We went by ship's time, but that other ship that was there, they went by the local time or something. Remember the couple was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we didn't have to be there, so their time was different. And the girl she was saying that, it'll be okay, but they were on a different ship, and the ship went by a different time.
Yeah. And so pay attention to the instructions that the ships give you, and pay attention to the time. Next one's Guy Fieri's Revenge. Now we all know how good Guy Fieri's burgers are. They're delicious. I probably have one a day, maybe. No, there's no maybe about it. But don't overdo it. You have however many days you have your 5 days. You have your 5 days, 7 days, 8 days, or oh my God.
Go ahead.
Just don't try and eat everything. Try everything in one day. Space it out, because there's nothing worse than getting sick on your vacation. The Guy's Burgers are going to be there, or the buffet, or whatever it is that you would like to indulge in. It's going to be there. It's not going anywhere. So space it out. Take your time. Just like with the drinks. Don't do your 15 drinks by 6 o'clock and have nothing left for the rest of the day. Space it out. You just don't want to be sick on your vacation. That's all. Anything?
I'm good, because you know me, I guys, I'd be like a one and done,
Gum Guy's Burgers is good. The toppings, and you just got to try. If you haven't tried a Guy's Burger yet, that's got to be one of the first things you try. And he also has his the barbecue.
Yeah.
Barbecue smoke. I think it's called the Smoke Pit. They're on select ships, so you have to pay attention to your ship's restaurant to see if it's on there. But just as good. My God, it's good. So, anyways. The next one is Tour Bore.
Tour bore is when you tour bore is know what type of tour you're going on. Read the description and know the type of tour. If you have kids with you, then don't take them on a tour like the best of Belize or the best of Puerto Rico, because it's going to be a lot of walking, a lot of sitting on a bus, listening to people, and they've been in school long enough that they don't want to do
There'll be
that.
a lot of complaining.
Now when we did the Taste of Belize, we did walking, we did stopping, we listened, and we did tasting. There was no a lot of food that you could eat. When our kids hear taste of them, or you're gonna go taste food, they're thinking they're gonna get like stop at a restaurant and eat. No, it was like you taste foods and you listen to their history of different foods. And there was a place that we stopped at, a couple places where you can get food, but you had to purchase it, and that was that. It was really, you're getting a taste of it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of sitting on a bus and walking and sightseeing. So then another thing is, if you're the type of person that likes to sightsee like we do, like when we went to St. Lucia.
Oh yeah.
We like to, and the kids like to do it too, where you go to the place, you like to sightsee, to see the views. Don't get on a bus with, like these older couples that have done, these tours, and they just want to get to the next destination. They want to see, they want to get there, be there, see, and leave. If you're the type like us where we want to get there, sightsee, and then get back to where we're going, just pick and choose what type you want to do. Yeah, and like I said, if your kids are the type that, if they hear food, that's what that's what you want to do. So if you're the beach break type, and they say we're gonna go sightseeing and then we're gonna stop at the beach, don't bring no full beach wear because stopping at the beach is going to be a stop at the beach, enjoy something
For a
in the
little
sand,
bit,
and then we're going to get back on the bus and get back to where we're going. So just read your descriptions and make sure that that type of tour is for you.
I concur. And the last one, called Visa. Don't leave home without it. Depending on where you're traveling, Visa may or may not be required. Such as, passports as well. At a minimum, if you're going in the Caribbean, a passport is not required, but highly recommended. I know that they've opened up the port into Cuba now, which requires a visa and or a passport, so that becomes mandatory. Just so that you don't run into any issues or any troubles, I would recommend at a minimum a passport. Reason being is because you don't want to run the chance of getting kicked off your ship if they're pulling into a port that requires everyone to have a certain type of identification. You don't want to be that couple or that one. So, just rule of thumb, I would definitely get at least a passport. If you're traveling into the European countries, which we haven't done, a lot of those countries over there require visas. So you definitely want to make sure that you have, you have everything before you leave.
Yeah, make sure you read your contracts, and that if it says you need a visa, like this one couple that went on, I think, a Holland America cruise, they didn't have it. They needed a visa to go to China. They didn't have they didn't have the visa filled out. So before the ship got to China, they got put off the ship and had to make their own way back home. So you don't want to be, like Thomas said, that couple that because you don't have the proper identification or paperwork to get into a country, then just make sure that.
I have a question. You would think that like during the boarding process, because
it said that it sent them emails. The couples almost, they said that the couple almost had a legitimate reason, like they thought they were ready, but they didn't answer their emails. So they didn't. So if they would have filled out the paperwork ahead of time, they would have been straight. But they didn't look at their emails, and it wasn't their fault. So Carnival or Princess, Holland, whoever owns that ship, only thing they could do was put them off the ship, because when they pulled into China, they didn't have their paperwork, and they could have gotten fined for having with people not having the proper paperwork. So just be prepared. The U.S. is different. You pull from U.S. to U.S. Now we're going to Cuba, so they require you to have a visa, but you do that once you get there. It's not something that you do once we leave, or it's not. You don't have to do it before we get on the ship. It's once you get there. So
there you go. That's the top 7 cruise mistakes. There may be different ones, depending. You may have, these may not be mistakes for you. You may have done something totally different. But this was definitely interesting and informative. But bottom line is, be prepared. Prepare yourself. Know what you're getting yourself into as far as your tours and your trips and your excursions, and make sure you have some extra cash on hand when you're going out about in town, because a lot of places still aren't running on credit card. So, but other than that, I think that was pretty much it.
Yep. And if you have anything that's not on this list that's a mistake to do for cruisers, let us know. And then we'll talk about it on our next cruise-wise videos. So till then, see you when we see y'all. Don't forget to subscribe, comment,
and like.
Bye.